All right. All right.
Hello and welcome to Abstract Interviews, brought to you by Abstract Contact, sponsored by Small Studios. Tonight, people, you must be very excited. I can tell we have a very special guest. Please put your hands together for Skurge. Man, how's it going?
What's going on, man?
Oof. How you doing today?
I'm good, man.
Thanks for coming out.
Good. How y'all doing? What's happening, man? Skurge, live and direct from Small Studios.
Woo!
Abstract Contact, you know what it is.
Getting abstract here.
Mm-hmm.
The Skurge. Trying to be that hustle, bruh.
You already know. Got it all, man.
Yes, I love your sound. I feel a lot of traditional hip-hop vibes in there. Very classic with the beats and the use of skits in some of your albums. I love it.
No doubt.
What inspires you to use things like that in your music?
You know, I grew up on a lot of the same things that we all did. Things like Snoop Dogg and Biggie Smalls, Tupac. You know, there was just things in the album that added depth and texture and context, you know what I'm saying, to the songs, and they help tell the story. And so I always appreciated that as a listener. I want to give my listeners that same type of vibe, you know, so I appreciate the fact that you picked up on it. You know?
Yeah. Speaking of especially storytelling type vibe, off your album Side Hustle that you released in 2017, your sophomore album, your song 3 Day Notice.
Yeah.
Seems to tell quite a story.
Definitely. That song has it has a lot of meaning to me. You know, I wrote that song on the back of a 3 Day Notice.
Really?
You know, absolutely. And so it was something that I was going through in real life, and I had to deal with the situation at hand first. But as I was dealing with it, the thoughts and the idea and the concept for the song started forming. You know what I mean? And so I took that piece of paper and I was gonna take the power away from them and give myself that power. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I wrote this song on the back of that paper, and to this day, it's one of my favorites. You know what I mean? It's a true story.
From adversity sprung beautiful art.
That's what's up.
From Skurge, people.
Yeah, man. I want to take this opportunity to shout out the squad, man. Skylit. You know what I mean? Skylit Studios,
Yeah,
Skylit Music.
Studios.
What's up, man? My peoples, Code 45. You know what I mean? Apollo Cuts. You know, Bub the SOP. Jackie Yo, I see y'all, man. Heather, all the squad, man. You know, Sky Flux, events. We got a lot of things going on, man. You know, trying to bring a lot of things to the community, to the world, things of that nature, you know. Shout out to Squad.
Beautiful. Speaking of Skylit Studios, could you tell me a bit about your collaborations with Skylit Studios?
You know, it started in about 2015. I started working with Apollo Cuts, and we just had, we had interacted in the streets, and he told me that he was rapping, and I knew that he was, you know, an exceptional skateboarder. So I was like, damn, if you can rap half as good as you can skate, you know what I'm saying? We need to see what's up with that. So I went to the studio, and it was like Christmas Eve or something like that, you know, and I'm like, man, I should be home with the fam, but let me go over here real quick, because I got some time, and let me see what the young bull is talking about. And I got there, I was very impressed, and we did a song that day, and we've been rocking ever since, you know what I'm saying? And so he put out his first mixtape for the city. Make sure you pick that up, Audio Mac. Then we put out Diamonds and Jet Fuel, a collaborative effort between himself and myself.
Diamonds and Jet Fuel.
You know, that one is, you know, to this day, some of my best work. And then he dropped his album Tea and Weed, you know. Then he teamed up with B-Fam, and they put out Fukung. And so, you know, we're just trying to keep it rolling, keep it lit.
Beautiful, beautiful. Keeping it rolling and keeping it lit with Skurge here. Abstract Interviews, sponsored tonight by Small Studios.
All right.
So, it seems that you draw a lot from real-life scenarios, like your song Dope Era with talk of drug use and destructive tendencies and governmental interference with drug addiction. Very, very heavy song, it seems like. You say, pop culture push the newest addiction. Crack babies gone crazy. That's my future prediction.
Talk about it, King. Talk about it. You know, life is art. And art is life. And so what we do is, you know, we take what we're going through and we crystallize it in the form of a song.
And what do you feel that does?
It gives like a cross section of humanity at any given moment in time, if done properly. You know, and I guess even if done improperly, it's like it is what it is.
A darker side or the other side.
It is what it is, you know, and that's subjective. But you know, I think that what we do is very important as artists and as creators in general, because we create the reality in which we live, you know, and so I'm very honored to be a part of that. You know, I feel like one of the architects of this reality, as are we all, but, you know, I take an active role in that. And so what that looks like to me is creating a song that somebody listens to every day as a way to get through life. Like I help become a part of the soundtrack of life. And to me, that's a great honor. I love that.
Architect of reality, bringing the soundtrack of life to people to help get them through. Scourge people, bringing it to you.
I like the way you put that, man.
You also say in that song, Dope Era, from an era where teens become dope fiends, broke pockets, broken homes, and broken dreams. Yes, very sad. People sometimes take that wrong turn and bring their own demise.
You know, it's one of the saddest things to me to see a young person strung out on dope. Like a young person using heavy drugs like crack, heroin, you know, pills. You know, rest in peace, the young homie Nick, man. I had this young dude I used to work with, man, and he was, you know, he was dealing with his own struggle, and it got the better of him. And I see it happen to a lot of people, and so I just want to speak about it because, you know, we're in this era of just drugs and destruction, man, and you know, I'm not talking about it as if I haven't participated. I'm just like in the moment, you know, we all here, we all partying, we all doing what we doing. It's like, yo, just look around and just take a moment to observe what's going on and like speak on it. And then we get back to functioning, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But just for that moment, it's just a moment of clarity, you know what I mean?
Be present.
So, you know, you might see me looking off in the distance and these are the type of things that I'm thinking about, you know what I mean?
Why the hell did I even come out here again? Oh, Jesus Christ, that was a mistake.
That and like the Black Knight satellite, but let's keep going.
So, the people want to know, what is your next move?
I bet they do.
Perfect.
I bet they do.
Because you say, rule number 2, never let them know your next move, people. Scourge out here, staying true to his word.
You know, shout out to Biggie Smalls, man. That was a direct homage to Frank White, to the Notorious B.I.G., you know, and I took that song and that crack commandment, rather, and I made it a song. And I just wanted to expound on what the forefathers had laid down. You know, he spoke on something and it might have went over some people's head. And so I just wanted to kind of elaborate on that concept. You know what I mean? And I feel like I did a decent job at doing that. It was like a daunting task even to take on like a classic, you know, to even approach the greats like Biggie and things like that. It's, you know, I didn't take it lightly, and I put, you know, all of my effort into doing it, and I hope the people enjoyed it.
So what made you choose rule number 2 of the 10 rules?
It's a good question. You know, I can't say that it was really something that I chose, or if it was something that was maybe chosen for me. A lot of times, you know, I make a conscious effort to write the songs that I write, but sometimes I'm just an instrument in the same way that you might use your phone to type a text message, or you might use a pencil to write a note on paper. You know, I'm that pen or that pencil. You know what I'm saying? And so sometimes it just comes through me. A lot of times I listen for my lyrics. I try to hear myself on the track and what I should be saying.
Before it happens?
Yeah, definitely. In the moment, you know, it varies. I have a couple different techniques. One thing that I learned at Skylit, and I learned from Apollo Cut, shout out to Apollo, is a technique that artists like the Jacket would use, who's my favorite artist, which is like step recording. It's like, I'm gonna say what I'm thinking right now.
Shout out to Apollo.
You're gonna record it.
Shout out to Apollo.
And then we're gonna stop. I might take a hit of the tree, take a hit of the tree.
Take a hit of the tree.
And you keep looping the beat, keep looping the beat, keep looping the beat, keep looping the beat, and then I record my next thought.
Like, alright, well, how much would you, to eat a bowl of yak eyeballs?
And then we take a break, you know, you keep looping the beat, and keep looping the beat, or you keep looping, and I think of the next thing to say, and just we do that for 16 bars. Do that for 16 bars.
Do that for 16 bars.
Do that for 16 bars.
That's a very in the moment way of doing it, and I love doing it that way, but it's like the stakes are high.
Do you feel like you live your life in that same manner at all, or is it a different?
You know, I oftentimes take it as it comes. You know, the great John Lennon said, life is what happens while you're busy making other plans. And so I have a plan and loose plans, but oftentimes situations present themselves and you're like, damn, okay, I gotta adjust and adapt and overcome.
Stay fluid to the fluencies of the ever-changing tides of eternity, people.
Stay water, baby.
Stay water, baby. Here with Skurge, Abstract Interviews, brought to you by Abstract Contact. Sponsored tonight by Small Studios.
All right.
So, I found some money in my pocket the other day.
Did you?
What do you think I should do with it? Should I just let it stack?
You know, that's the thing, man. That's the thing. You know, that song is kind of about like spending power and just the allocation of resources, like what you do with your money. You feel me? So you'd be surprised if you just went around your house and just like dug in the couch cushions and looked in all your pockets and, you know, in your car and the little change thing in your car and shit. There's a lot of money sitting around, like loose change and things of that nature. So every once in a while, like, I squirrel off little amounts of money here and there. And sometimes I'm moving. You know, I had a suit jacket on that night. We was out, you know, we having drinks and stuff. I put like the change from $100 bill or something in my inside pocket. You know what I mean? And then we did it moving. I took the jacket off, went home, you know, got on about my life. And then later on, I'll go to put that jacket on again. It's like, oh shit, I got a few dubs in my pocket. Like, right now, that's equal to or greater than the amount of money that I have even. You know what I'm saying? This is like a come up. You know what I'm saying? So what should I do with this? Like, damn, I could like, all right, I need some gas. Like, you start making real life decisions, you know what I mean? And that's the thing about money. It's not real. It just represents options and, you know, choices and
Potentiality.
Potentiality, exactly.
Beautiful, beautiful.
There's been a lot of people that have influenced me, or, you know, people that I have emulated. I try not to imitate.
Steal that art.
Not steal. Emulate. Not emulate.
Emulate that art.
I may emulate, like, yo, I like the way that you did that spin dribble, you know, to the hole and the finger roll, you know what I'm saying? I like the way you scored in that manner. I might choose to, in a given situation, I might find that move advantageous. I might drop spin on the beat, you know what I'm saying? And so,
Don't steal, people. Emulate.
you know, and that was the thing, you know, with Biggie Smalls, like I wanna emulate I don't want to imitate. I want to emulate. I had a song called "I'm Sav." I don't know if you heard it, but I wasn't able to release it because, to my surprise, the beat was also chosen by Inspector Deck of the Wu-Tang. Shout out to Rebel INS, you know. And so, for one, you know, I was like, I'm honored. Like, yo, me and the Rebel INS is like choosing this. I got the same type of beat selection.
Same taste.
You know, we got the same taste. Yeah, it's like, okay, it's like, that's cool. So, but anyway, I recorded the song. But the song is it's like a remake of a rendition of "I'm Bad" by LL Cool J. You know, and I flipped it to "I'm Sav." And to this day, it's one of my favorite tracks, but you know, like I said, I wasn't able to release it, but it was a daunting task once again to kind of approach that song. It's one of my favorites, but it's a classic song, you know. So things like that, man, you gotta take it serious. Like you gotta approach that shit with respect. You know what I mean? And like, if I'm not gonna add nothing to it, then leave it alone.
Beautiful, beautiful. So, do you have a message for the average man gone adrift?
You know, if you plan to fail, if you fail to plan, you should plan to fail. And that would be the message that I would have to someone gone adrift. You know, being gone adrift would indicate that you don't have a set course, or maybe your engine or navigation mechanism is off, or you might need to drop your anchor. You know what I'm saying? And just be still for a minute.
Hand over fist for a minute.
You know what I mean? Pull that rope in and set sail, you know, whatever the case may be. Keep it moving. You know what I'm saying? But like, figure out a direction, man. Figure out a direction. And if you don't know which way to go, you know, one or two things gonna happen, man. Like, life will direct you, or you might come to a sudden stop.
Yeah. Watch out, people. Navigate your ship correctly.
This guy's literally just reiterating what I say, slightly different every time.
You say in your song Hand Over Fist, in love with the millions, and that's the real dividing line between perpetrators and the victims of the violent crime. Could you dig into that a bit more for us?
You know, they say money is the root of all evil. And the thing about it is, I don't know if you remember wrestling, but Ted DiBiase was he was a wrestler. He was a favorite of mine. He used to have this saying, everybody's got a price. And I would like to think that there are certain things that I would never do for money. Obviously, there are certain things where it's like, I would not do that. But if given a certain amount of money, like Fear Factor type of shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, all right, well, how much would you to eat a bowl of yak eyeballs? You know what I'm saying? It's like, they're edible, they're not poisonous, they wouldn't kill me. How much you got? All right, let's start talking like at 1 mil, and let's have a conversation from there, because I might throw that shit
He's
up.
got to get paid to play.
You feel me? So it's about your personal your values and your level of integrity. And you know, you look at stuff like, I'm watching that show Ozark right now, and it's like the average person, you could be working, and then somebody who is like in a position might put you between a rock and a hard place. Like, yo, you want to get down or not? Like, I know you work out here, you know what I'm saying? You do what you do, but I need you to do that for my organization. And saying no might be it might not be an option. It might not be a healthy option even. Or you might be in a situation where it's like, yo, we really could use this money right now. You know what I'm saying? And so it's just up to the average individual. I think the average person is a law-abiding citizen, but I think a lot of people are trying to get over it the best that they can.
Beautiful, beautiful. Skurge with some wise words of wisdom for us all. So, Skurge, how do you want to be remembered by people through your art?
You know, I would be suffice to be remembered in itself. You know, I think a lot of us, our greatest fear is to be unseen or forgotten. You know, and right now people are passing away, like celebrities, friends, and loved ones. Like, it's crazy right now. You know, and so you have to think like, all right, what is your legacy gonna be? You know what I'm saying? Like, what are you gonna leave behind? And you know, you have your family, but then it's like, okay, how are you gonna be remembered in the minds and the hearts of the people? And so I'm doing things with Skylit. Like, we have an initiative going, you know, Skylit, sharing knowledge with youth, learning interest and talents. We're trying to get a school for the arts program going. And so if there's anybody in the community be interested in helping us with that, please reach out.
Reach out, people. Where could they possibly reach out?
Tap in with us at skylitmusic.com or reach out on Skylit Music at Skylit Music on Instagram.
And speaking of, where might the people find some of your art to follow?
Right now, we're putting most of the art on YouTube. YouTube being the second largest or most used search engine in the world. Putting a lot of things on YouTube, so tap into Skylit TV on YouTube. And SoundCloud, Instagram is lit right now. And of course, you know, Spotify, things of that nature, Apple Music, you know, all the major DSPs, all the major platforms, we out here.
Beautiful, beautiful. Do you have any advice for other artists, other humans, should I say, pursuing art?
Humans pursuing art. You know, I would say, get it out there. You cannot steal third base with your foot on second. You know, don't hesitate. Create.
Beautiful. Wise words of wisdom once again from Skurge. People, please give it up one more time for Skurge. Skurge, thank you so much for coming out and sharing your art with us.
Thank you.
Once again, people, this was Abstract Interviews, brought to you by Abstract Contact, sponsored by Small Studios. Stay beautiful, people, and remember that, and you'll get it correct.
No matter the season. When they tell you like John White, please believe them. For no pay. Had to take my own destiny in both hands. Hit my team cause I know they with the program. We were winning when we all on our own lane. Knowing I gotta get it, can't be playing with it, never not a minute. Independent, plus I got dependence and I'm hoping for better days, knowing yesterday's a bad dream away. If you feel me, let me hear you say. Knowing I gotta get it, can't be playing with it, never not a minute. Independent, plus I got dependence. Hoping for better days, knowing yesterday's a bad dream away. If you feel me, let me hear you say. Wake up, never come to a sleep of a dreams. Hey yo, gotta thrive by any means. Wake up, nothing come to a sleep of a dreams. Hey yo, gotta thrive by any means. Wake up in the morning. Alright, what can we do? What can we do? Let's stick to the scrap. Stick to the scrap. Let's start something new. Let's go.
Yo, let me get one of them.
Took a peek.